All right, guys, for this modular right here, we are going to talk about working with other professionals in real estate. This is a great way to get more real estate leads and more real estate deals. I love the fact when people just bring me a deal. That's the best thing in the world. I'll tell you what. So, working with other real estate professionals. So, what do I mean by that? So that is with communicating with other people that are in the industry or in a situation where they're going to be able they run across motivated sellers more often than the average person. So when you're working with other real estate professionals, whether that's a title company, whether that's a real estate attorney, whether that's whoever it may be, you always want to, when you're approaching these people, like I said before, you want to offer value to them before you ask for something. Or as you're asking for something, you're showing how it's going to give them value instead of just asking for, can you give me something? Give me. That is the worst way to go about it. You always want to give them value, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. I'll probably talk about that a few more times as we go forward. But it's really important for you to give these people value before you start asking for stuff, okay? So one great professional I'd love to talk with is divorce attorneys, okay? What I'm going to ask you to do right now, well, not right now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to reach out to as many divorce attorneys as you possibly can. So like we mentioned in the modular with the courthouse, we talked about we talked about divorces, how people are in a tough situation, they need to sell their house quickly. Now, how likely would you say, let's just say that you have a divorce attorney, and he's dealing with this couple trying to get a divorce, and he has someone like, hey, you need to sell your house quickly. I know a guy that can buy your house as is, with repairs. No, don't worry about real estate costs, nothing like that. Let me send you over to Jared. So, how likely do you think that person's going to want to listen to their own attorney? Very likely. They might know that there's real estate investors that can buy their property quickly, but if you're getting a referral from anyone, especially someone in the form of authority like an attorney, they're going to act like as a more urgency, like it's a real thing. So if I have a divorce attorney recommending to communicate with me, or that the attorney gives me their number and I talk to him like, oh yeah, your attorney Joe Blow asked me to give you a call, see if there's any way I can help you. So divorce attorneys are actually a really great resource of finding people that are motivated to sell their property. Because if they have a client and it's in their best interest to sell their property quickly, if they give you a call, bam, that's one deal right there. So it's just communicating with the divorce attorneys, just saying like, hey, this is what I do, and I want to be able to give you some. And now you have to talk to them if they, depending on the state and their laws, if you can give them referral fees, that's always an option. Or you can try to always use them as exchange referrals, whatnot. Like, hey, if anyone I can send you business your way along those lines. You want to try some way that they're lacking as far as their business and how you can fulfill it. A good question I always try to ask people that maybe in a situation where I don't know what I can give them to give them value, I always ask them is like, what do you need to take your business to the next value or to the next level? So that just may be more referrals or more word of mouth. So I can say like, hey man, I'm just going to do a couple posts and saying how awesome attorney you are, give you some free advertising. And if you run across someone that needs to sell your property quickly, I appreciate you just give me a ring. It's that simple. And always be on top of the mind. So I would give these guys a call every month or so, just like, hey, just letting you know. Because a lot of times you have a great conversation with someone, and in 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months down the road, and they can run in a situation, but they totally forgot about you. So you want to be able to be at the top of mind, communicate with these guys as much as you can. Put it on your calendar in your Google calendars, and to communicate with ex-attorney, to do whatever, to reach out to them, shoot out a text message, email. Just make sure that you are the first person they think of when they have to send a client over to an investor or something along those lines. Bankruptcy attorneys also another great avenue. So I actually have a couple of bankruptcy attorney that I work with quite closely. And so what he'll do, if the bankruptcy is not included in the bankruptcy, it's like, hey, give Jared a call. I know a guy, if you need to sell it quickly, so at least walk away some cash, you can pay off certain X amount of things. If it works out well, he'll give me the referral. And so he just wants to help out the clients. I actually don't give him anything back in return because he's not he can't legally take a finder's fee in this particular case, but he wants to help out his clients. So another way to go about it is like, I want to be able to help as many of your clients as possible, and so they can give you a better review at the end where you were able to help them throughout the entire process. So always trying to give them find that way to pitch it where you're giving them some sort of value, right? And so I was able to find a couple of deals in Ogden because of the bankruptcy attorney, because he was able to send me people where I was able to help him. I was able to help his clients. It's a great way. So and that's just reaching out to him. And some of them you won't even get past the gatekeepers, and that's gonna be fine. Just keep at them. Keep sending some letters and emails, and you just want to be persistent and at top of mind, right? Title companies. Title companies are a great lead source. Just like I said earlier about the notice of defaults, title companies can give you a list of notice of defaults. And also, do you know what? Deals fall through all the time. It is very, very common for a deal to go to escrow to a title company, and it doesn't go through. So what's a great opportunity is that if it doesn't go through, but maybe for whatever reason, maybe they couldn't find funding. So if you tell the title company, like, hey, if there's any deals fall through, and if you give me that information, I'd love to reach out to the seller. Maybe I could buy it. And if I do, I'll go through your title company. So they already done the work on this particular deal. They already done the research. They spent the time. They're like, you want to give them opportunities so they can still get the fees that they rightfully deserve because they already did the work. But because if it never closed, they're not getting paid. So let's get these guys paid. That's the idea. We want to get these guys paid so they have the funds where they can do what has to be done, right? Notice defaults where we talked about. Government agencies. Okay, so in fact, the 2 deals I closed this month already was from a guy that works in a government agency. Okay, so for example, this guy that I met, I'm not going to say his name, but he actually works in where he helps people. He I can't remember what his official title is. Oh my heavens! But he helps people get basically like a caseworker, where he helps people get signed up for programs, helps them find a job. So someone doesn't have a job, he helps find him a job, right? And so he's actually sent me multiple deals, like, hey, this person's in a tough situation, they need to sell their house, and so I don't, he doesn't want to take any fees or anything like that. He's literally wants to help these people, right? And in fact, there's a deal we're closing on this next week, a week and a half, I should say, where we're going to partner on it together because this is a deal that he found not even through his work, but this guy has been like killing it as far as sending me all sorts of leads because he's trying to help these people that need to sell their house. They're going to lose it anyways. They don't know where else to go. Like, I know a friend of mine, Jared. He buys people houses. He tries to find the win-win. If you want to talk to him, I'll give you his number. If you want to call him, right? So he never gives them my information because that kind of breaches some legalities issues. But I have these guys call me all the time. So like, hey, so and so gave me your number. And they said they might be able to help me. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to help you. I can definitely help you. So that's what working with professionals is been just a treat, just in general. You're able to talk to these people, and when you build that relationship, when you're providing that value, it really just becomes a very powerful way to find deals. And another great way too is Home Depot guys. And this is Home Depot or any type of home improvement places. When someone's trying to do fixer-uppers or they're having issues, where do they go? You go to Home Depot. So next time you're at Home Depot, or go and start talking to employees. Tell them what you do. Tell them what you do. And offer that fat referral fee. Offer them $2,000. Hey, tell you what, man. If you ever come across someone that's maybe doing a flip and they're having a hard time about it, or that they're trying to fix their house to sell it, if you get their name and number, say a guy that might be able to buy their house from him as is, and you get the name and number and give it to me and I buy it, I'll pay you $2,000. How many of these minimum wage guys working at Home Depot would jump all over that? Yeah, like all of them. Like, trust me, because I've done it. Talk to these guys at Home Depot or Office Depot or not Office Depot, but all the depots, right? Talk to them like, hey, if you come across someone like that, here's my card, here's my information. Get their information, and then if I close on it, I'll pay you $2,000. I'll pay you $1,000, $500, whatever you want to pay. Pay $10,000 for that matter. If it gets you that deal that makes sense, shoot, pay them well, and they will always return the favor. They'll always it's the first time you pay someone, it's like a drug. They just start looking for deals for you everywhere, even outside of they'll start driving around for dollars for you. They'll do all sorts of stuff for you. You pay someone that $2,000 that check that first time, man, they'll be loving you all day long, right? So go to the Home Depot, guys. Go to the places where people are gonna go naturally when they're trying to fix up their home because they're trying to sell it or anything, and make those communications. Now that's a one on the time. All of these really are one on the time money scale, right? You're going to spend your time making the communications, reaching out to these guys every so often. But in reality, the ROI on time is insanely how good that is. All right, guys, that's the end of this module. We'll go over the next one.